We are amazing because our passion is limitless and our drive is intense. Therefore, you will not deny our grind. You are now listening to the Faith, Grind, and Inspire podcast.
Welcome back to another great episode of Faith, Grind, and Inspire. I am your host, Gene Alert.
And I am Jeffrey Patrick, your co-host.
What's going on, everybody? Today we have a special guest, my man, Andy from Y2K. What's going on, man?
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
How's it going?
Do it.
It's hot.
It's hot. It is hot. It's a nice hot day
To be in the city, be with you guys.
But luckily, we in the garden.
Absolutely,
having
man.
a good time. We're about to have a great conversation about credit, finances,
financial literacy.
Yes. We're going to educate the people, man.
Let's talk, man. Let's get into it. I'm ready.
This podcast is all about the mindset of entrepreneurs, and one thing that I wanted to just off bat is, we talk about making money, we talk about building, but you got to have your credit right.
Oh, absolutely, man.
So what we need to do is, and I'm happy to say, like, you're the first and only person that's going to be on here talking about credit.
Appreciate that.
I don't really trust nobody else.
I appreciate
that. And I've known you for over almost 20 years.
20 years?
Yeah, man. It's so crazy. But
got a couple gray hair. You don't have any?
Yeah, I don't have any. You know what it is? The secret is smiling and doing the right thing.
The great thought of doing the right thing. Smiling out of it. I got to work on it.
You smile all the time. You see you smiling right now. So, all right, Andy. So let's talk about it. Let's tell the people, because I know you. Jeffrey knows you. Tell the people who are you, where you from, and your background.
All right, so my name is Andy Sukhu. I'm the founder and CEO of Y2K Credit Solutions and Y2K Debt Solutions, a debt settlement credit restoration company that services everything from judgments, lawsuits, debt, anything credit related, financial literacy. My background, I'm actually Guyanese, West Indian.
All right.
I didn't even think I'd have been here, But anyway, I'm a Guyanese brown brother out here, just helping the people doing the right thing and teaching them the right way and, guiding them in the financial literacy path that they need to, and showing them how to leverage their money, their credit, and do the right thing and not just waste it and, make bad decisions.
Exactly. So you say you from
Guyana?
Guyana. You were born there?
Yeah, I was born in Guyana. Fun, I never told anybody that story.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I came here when I was 10. Yeah, I was 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I stayed in New York until I was 17 and left to go to Florida to go to college. I never really came back, never wanted to be in New York like that. Because I had my independency in Miami, like no parents, living by myself, living the Miami lifestyle, It was a struggle. I had to work like 2 jobs and go to school and whatnot, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
Because it shaped me to be where I'm at today, and value everything that I have. And after 9/11, I was working for Compaq Computers. I was help desk tech in Miami. After 9/11 hit, the computer industry crashed. So when it crashed, I was like, shoot, what am I going to do? And I had a backup plan. And it's not that easy to find jobs in South Florida, back then. It's even worse now.
Definitely.
So, I had to do what everybody did, move back home, to my parents, my mama's house, my mama's basement, where the whole Y2K created.
Yeah. Where? Ozone Park?
No, Jamaica States.
Oh, Jamaica States.
Yeah,
okay.
So I moved back to my parents. Like, it wasn't that bad. They were welcoming. They're like, they don't look at me as a failure. Just like, I graduated college, just the market crash, and everyone suffered from that.
Exactly.
So, I came back and I was jumping from job to job, man. I couldn't find, a good job and what I wanted. Everything was temporary. And that's when I realized, like, I got to get myself together, man, because if not, I'm going to have no money. I'm jumping from job to job, no good job history. My resume looks like 4 pages already with jobs, it didn't look good. So I landed a job at a software company that's affiliated with the credit bureaus. And that's where this whole thing started. I wrote a software for a company called Portfolio Recovery Association. They're a company that buys debt and sue you. Active currently in the industry right now as well. So what they do, they purchase debts from major banks, Chase, CDT, Capital One Bank. They do skip traces, and if you don't pay the debt, they send it to an outside attorney, and they issue a judgment against you, default judgment, and all that's done to a computerized system. And then they freeze your bank account or payroll to a Marshall system, to a Marshall office. So wrote the software, tested it in beta site, fully functional. After I left the company, I took the software and I started my mama's basement, just doing side things, man. Working on my friend's credit. All my friends, everyone in my neighborhood, in Queens Village, Jamaica Estates. I was like, $500, I'll fix this for you. And I was charging so cheap because I was actually testing it to make sure it worked to what I wanted it to do,
Yeah.
You said they were guinea pigs.
Yeah, pretty much,
Yeah, I got you.
But it worked. But at the same time, I knew nothing about business. I'm a psychology, project manager, IT background. I don't know anything about business, how to start a business. Just like everybody else, registered a company, got a tax ID, figured out that was not the start of a business. You got to get it registered in a courthouse, got to get done on Bradstreet, got to get Experian, Equifax to have a ID for you and a score and all that jazz. So everything I teach people current is things I've tested and done to trial and error and then find out the right way to do it.
Yeah. So
when I'm teaching someone something or teaching them how to build their business credit or even fixing their credit or financial literacy, I'm telling you from my experience, and my experience is no different than your experience or your experience. You know what I'm saying? We're all in the same picture, just different poses.
Same boat.
So, I started doing this thing as a side hustle, man. And, I was still working, and then I started getting into motorcycle racing. Crazy.
Motorcycle racing.
That was another epic episode in my life. Started doing it, and then so I was like, listen, I'm gonna go back to Florida because I didn't want to stay in New York. I'm not a New Yorker like that. I'm not really a fan of the city. It's nothing special here.
Nah,
not really,
I think
man.
the opposite, but
Yeah,
totally.
Listen, you know what it is? It'll be your life, not the quantity. That's always been my thing, the quality over quantity. So anyway, I decided to move back to Florida, and it's moving forward. Back in 2010, I got hooked up with Jay from the 400 Club in Miami. 400 Club is the promoting company that deals with all the rappers. They put all the rappers in the clubs, Cameo, wherever you want to perform at, wherever you want to be at, wherever they're doing appearances at. So happened, Young Money, Cash Money, was in the same office as 400 Club in Washington Avenue in Miami, right? Yeah. So I met Jay up there one day for lunch, and we're talking. I was doing Jay's credit. I was fixing his credit and whatnot, and I'm in there, and then Wayne is walking. I'm like, hey, what's up? It's Wayne, So then Wayne was going through this whole tax lien issue. Like, yo, Andy, can you fix this? I was like, yeah, I can fix that for you. That's nothing. Did it for a low cost. Didn't even value my service at the price. I'm just hyped. Oh, it's Wayne. I'm dealing with Wayne right now. I'm in his office.
Wheezy.
Yeah, Wheezy. I'm like, shit. Anyway, so I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm like, damn, what am I going to do with this thing? Mind you, I only knew 70% of how to fix tax liens. I didn't know the full scope. Trial and error on him, and it worked. And when I say trial and error, I give myself three different scenarios.
Yeah.
But it all comes back to the same thing. You have to have a resolution, right? So the thing about it, you speak to IRS agents, they actually tell you how to fix everything. You just got to know the key questions to ask them so you get the answer you're looking for,
Yeah, that makes sense.
And over repetition kept fixing other people's issues, small cases. So anyway, 2010 happened, Wayne happened. I'm like, holy smokes, this is hot, I'm like dealing with Wayne. I can't remember. It's very blurry how I got connected to Interscope Record in New York after Wayne. But anyway, I landed a good friend of mine, Gene Nelson. He was you know Gene?
Yeah,
you probably know Gene. So I landed Gene. So Gene in Interscope Record was a client of mine too. I did his stuff amazingly, and that's how I got into the whole music industry, jumping around from different labels to labels. Like, oh, you got to see this guy. Now, fast forward, how it works with the industry is that a lot of these guys, when they come up, they're not coming. They're coming from like home, just making street money, whatnot. So they don't value credit. They don't know what it does or how to manage it, right? So now the labels have to pay for everything for them until how the whole checks and balance work for them. So the value was that why don't we fix these guys' credit so they can manage their own car payment, their own home, take the responsibility off the label, and that's how the whole thing started. From there, I never backstep and say I'm not dealing with consumers anymore. I still kept my day-to-day consumer-to-consumer relationships, service my clients, service the banks, the mortgage companies, the realtors, and just dabble into the music industry. And from there, led into like actors and quite a few industry celebrities.
Wow, that's pretty cool, man. So
great relationship with these guys. So I currently have a relationship with these guys. Talk to them, here and there. But I'm not the kind to like call you all day. And if you have an issue, you call me, Andy. What's up? Yo, what's up? I got it for you. Just let me know.
Yeah.
It's like
Andy,
that.
Andy. I don't want to cut you off, but I just got a question. Y2K, right?
That's the $1 million question.
Yeah, Y2K.
Oh, man. So check this out. The whole Y2K thing started because while I was sitting at the bureau writing the software, I'm like, shit, well, what am I going to name this company? I'm putting every name in the book. It's taken. So I'm like, all right, I'll just leave it with Y2K. When the whole millennium thing happened, the whole, that was the start of the new year, Y2K.
Yeah, Y2K.
Moving forward, that name stuck with me. I was like, Y2K Credit Solution. But I'm like, damn, this thing is so long. Who's going to remember it? It's like, whatever. It worked. And I stuck with it. And to be honest with you, I'm glad I stuck with it because it shows my consistency in my brand. I didn't fold the company. I didn't change the company name.
Now, tell me exactly how do you guys go about taking care of the client?
Curtis?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
How do you go about taking care?
That's a good question, man. And listen, I'll break it down for you guys.
I got lots of them.
Oh, I can't wait. I got time. We got nothing but time. So let me tell you how this works.
Yeah.
First off, credit repair doesn't exist. It doesn't exist.
Credit what?
Credit repair.
Oh, credit repair.
That's why all of these companies,
Yeah.
your mom and pop shop, your neighborhood shop, the guys on Instagram, TV, everyone's doing the same thing. Sending dispute letters with no letterhead.
Yeah.
You can do that yourself.
Yeah.
And all it's saying is that there's FCRA laws. And they're all using the same law. FCRA 603 says, can you validate this debt? You have 30 days to validate it.
Right.
But the thing, if you had a debt. Let's use some example for Chase. I use Chase because I'm a fan of them, right? You had a Chase credit card for 5 years. Out of that 5 years, 2.5 years, you were paying it on time. All of a sudden, you ran into hardship in life. Whatever happened, something happened. Mm-hmm. You try to make the monthly payments. Mm-hmm. You try to make the minimum payment. Mm-hmm. You started falling behind. Mm-hmm. You stop making payments. Mm-hmm. That payment was never made. You can't ever tell me you went into the bank every month and paid that by cash. Mm-hmm. You never did that. You did to a checking system.
Got to.
ACH.
Got to.
You call the bank, here, take money out of my checking account.
Got to. You have to.
You didn't go into the bank and make cash. Yeah. So now you go 30, 60, 90, 180 days, they charge off, right? Everyone seems to think that you don't have to pay your debt back. If that was the case, we wouldn't have any banks.
Yeah, right.
Every debt has to have a solution to it.
You have to.
I don't know what world these people thinking. Like, listen, if that was... First, the FDIC and insurance can't cover all this. And everybody's racking up debt, especially all the fraud that's going on now.
Yeah.
You know how much loss these banks are taking? Back to your question. So, you have $5,000 worth of debt. That has to come to a solution. So now, in order to fix credit, how things got on your credit report from a bank, a financial institution, credit union, a government agency, Macy's, or a courthouse. Yeah, that's the 4 ways it comes back off. I'm a collection agency behind the scenes.
Yeah, right. I hear you.
So now you come to me. I do both sides of the industry.
I got you.
I collect for the banks.
So you know it.
Inside, outside.
I got you.
All around.
I got you.
I collect for the bank on one arm. I represent the consumer on another arm.
I got you.
Two separate business.
Yeah, two sides of the
So now what happens is like you come to me. I pull your credit. I pull real-time reports. I use Credit Karma. I don't use none of that fugazi nonsense. I use real-time reports because that's the only way to get real data is when you get an inquiry on your credit. That's the only time you see real scores, real data. And I give you your whole history from when you were 17 to current.
Wow.
So now I pull your report.
Yeah.
I sit down, go over all your issues. This is your responsibility.
Yeah.
You have $5,000 worth of debt. I'll bring that down to $1,800 as a collection agency because every debt is eligible for settlement.
Yeah, of course.
You don't have to pay the whole thing. Once it's charged off, it's charged off. It goes to collection.
Right.
But the key now is how do you get it off the credit? Because the law states whether you pay or don't pay something, it stays there for 7 years.
Yeah, it stays.
7 years. That's the law.
It's
in every single FCRA book. You cannot. It's undisputed.
Yeah.
How do you get that off? As a collection agency, licensed collection agency, once I settle your debt, I own the rights to your account. I make your 7 years 90 days. Because it's up to our discretion if we want to remove it or put paid in full less than settlement. This is how I guarantee every single thing.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Now, how much?
Go ahead, Gene.
And then from there, I deal with your judgments, tax liens, anything in credit, financial literacy.
I think right now some people are actually writing love letters to you, Andy.
For real.
They're writing love letters like, we love Andy.
Man. We love Andy.
And you know what it is, man? Listen, my company's not about smoking mirrors. I deliver my work. Whatever your issues are, I can fix it.
Nah, I hear you, man.
I dabble into the mortgage world now. Like all my clients need their credit fix. Why? Because you need to buy a house.
Yeah.
You got all these mortgage brokers. And the thing about my company and myself and every other company and my staff is that we provide customer service. Yeah, we may not be able to return every call every single day. We might miss a call, but at the end of the day or end of your case, you're satisfied. You're in your mortgage, and I didn't screw you in a deal where you're stuck and you're going to lose your house in 6 months.
You know what I liked about when I looked up Y2K? There's one word that stood out to me. You guys have understanding. You understand the flow and how you guys have. There's a difference between theory and practice.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you can theoretically look at anything you want, but when you start practicing it and you find out how real it is, it looks a little different.
Absolutely.
So that's why I thought that you guys wait a minute. From looking at how you actually was the proverbial wall. I think you said. You had your back against the proverbial.
Oh, yeah. In my bio, yes. Yeah, man.
Yeah, so wait a minute. This guy actually lived through this.
Yes.
In the financial industry, your situation, I've dealt with it. I've been there.
Yeah, right.
Trust me, I'm no different than you. I'm not, nothing racist about this, but I'm not a white person with a tie. I'm just brown like everybody else, living a normal life.
We love you, white people.
We do. Nothing against. I have a lot of white clients.
Look, Big not saying nothing. Not saying nothing.
But listen, I've been in every single shoe, every scenario. I know it's like you want fast cars, you want fancy cars, you can't get it. I know what it is to make bad financial decisions.
I when I looked, I was like, these people understand what it really is.
Yeah. I know what it's, we all want things. We want tangible things, and we want it fast. Instant gratification. I know what it's like to get it, can't afford it, lose it, screw it up, and how to fix it too, and get back to where I need. Along the lines of that, I learned, how to manage it.
Question for you, right?
Yeah.
So after you said 7 years, right?
That's the law. So the law states. So, let me break it down. There's other parts to that.
Yeah.
So the FCRA law states that whether you pay or don't pay something, it stays there for 7 years. There's a statute of limitation for every state. New York is 7 years. Every state has their own statute of limitation. If the debt's not resolved before that 7 years, it goes into a judgment renewable for 10 years. That's why, some clients, you'll talk to them, we're trying to buy a house, all of a sudden there's a judgment appear. Because something called skip tracing, before they weren't doing anything with their credit, it was a debt credit. All of a sudden you pull your report, you're trying to do some sort of financial activity, everyone pops up.
That's interesting.
I did a video about that yesterday, talking about skip tracing. Everyone uses skip tracing.
Skip tracing.
Skip tracing.
Yeah, skip tracing. So go ahead.
Skip tracing is where, collection agents have to pay the report on your credit report.
Yeah.
Right? If there's no activity, they're not paying every month. They're just going to sit there, and they'll show the last report a day. Could be April 2018. Last time they updated something in your report. You pull your credit for a mortgage, a car, or a credit card, it activates everything. There's activity on your credit. You're trying to do something. Now, these companies do a soft pull on your credit report called permissible purposes. So on your credit report, there's hard increase that affect you. There's increase that are permissible purpose does not affect your score. But that's companies looking to see what you're doing. If you're paying all your other bills, you're trying to apply for something. Oh, you're trying to apply for a mortgage?
Yeah. Wait a minute.
We got to become first.
We still, our money's over here.
Wow.
Exactly. That's how it works.
But you technically have 17 years. They have 17 years.
Well,
no, it's 7 years for statute of limitation. After that, the judgment is 10 years and can renew for another 10 years.
It can renew.
Why not?
So
if you
never leave.
Let me tell you something.
If you think you're going to buy a house and not pay it over here?
Let me tell you something. You want to know some funny thing, man?
You stupid.
Listen, let me tell you something. Even if, let's say I loaned you $5,000, right?
Yeah.
And you don't pay me?
Yeah.
I can go put a judgment against him. As long as I don't forget that I have a judgment against him, before it goes expire, I renew it again. And you'll never get to do anything until he pays me first. And a person to person, you can do that.
Wow.
The problem is
corporations must be they're got that foot on the neck thing.
Yeah. Skip tracing is heavy, man. Attorneys use it. The marshal use it.
Skip tracing.
And clients,
I don't want no parts of skip tracing.
Me either.
It's just a software. Everyone uses. Every major company uses it. We use it.
I hear you.
But that's in a nutshell. That's how it works, man.
Wow. So, tell us we know because we're in the industry, but what's the importance of credit?
Listen, man, credit can make you or break you. Especially. Credit is everything to begin with. Without credit, you can't do nothing. You can't even rent a car.
Yeah.
They don't take debit cards. You have to have a credit card.
You got to have a credit card.
Yeah.
Right? So, credit is a driving force of any financial decision you make in this country. And without credit, let's say you purchase a home. You purchase a home of 560 credit score. And a lot of mortgage companies are putting you in a mortgage there because, hey, we can get you a loan. Everybody just wants the American dream. They're not thinking 6 months later, shoot, if I lose my job,
it's over.
This interest rate I'm paying on this loan is high. Your homeowner's insurance is high. Everything you can lose, right? So you can go into that house, 560 credit score, 6 months later, you can lose it, opposed to just fixing your credit and going into it the right way.
Yeah.
So you're in a good deal from the beginning.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Nah.
No, guys are always on their phone, man.
I feel you. No, I definitely feel you.
But it's listen, without credit, nothing's happening in this country, man. And without credit, you're gonna be spending a whole lot of money that you don't even have.
Yeah,
makes no sense.
And everything is negotiable, man. When you got credit, the power, you can do a bank.
Yeah,
you can negotiate your interest rate.
It's true.
I have clients that are coming to me, paying high credit cards, and I'm like, listen, don't fold your credit. We'll negotiate your interest rate down. Just because you have good history with the bank and get you a 12-month interest rate for free to pay the card off.
I got a boy, right? One of my boys, right? Like every time we go out, he like say we go to dinner, right? He will pay for dinner using his credit card, but everybody got to give him the cash.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he's like, give me the money and I'll pay with my credit card. And he's serious about that. Like, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute.
Powerful points.
And you know what? He sent me his credit score. You know what his credit score is?
What?
850.
Yeah.
That's the highest and that's the max.
820.
I'm 815.
850. Yeah. I was like, really? I'm going to have to start doing that.
Yeah, man. Listen, my credit score is 815. The most I would ever pay on something for interest is 3%. I don't need your business. You need me.
Yeah,
just remember
I feel you.
I got that leverage over the banks.
Yeah, I hear you.
You need me. I don't need you.
Yeah.
So the most I'll ever pay is 3%. Nothing else on a credit card, on an auto loan.
Yeah.
Mortgage is different, right? It's mortgage rate. It's, whatever goes on.
Yeah,
but
that's
that whole point system, dude. I live on points, man.
Yeah,
I travel around the damn place on points.
Yeah, man. That's what he says. I'm like, really?
Free.
Yeah, man.
And I don't got to come out and pay the bill money because I already have the money.
It's already
he's
paid off.
Yeah, that's what he was telling me. I was like, wow, that's a serious game right there.
Get into the points thing too. Like, people are buying home now. This is the buying season. Whether it's a seller or buyer's market, right? I have there's something called free money. And I call free money. You go buying a home, you have to fix your home, right? Lowe's, all these companies are giving you free interest, interest rate, no interest, 20 months, 24 months. That's free money. Buy it, fix your house up and just pay it off monthly. Close the card up when you finish with it. You know what I'm saying? The score, man, it opens a lot of doors. It really does.
You know how we got talking about that? Because he saw me use my debit card. He's like, you're using your debit. He frowned on me for using my debit card. Don't people use their debit cards? Yeah. He's like, nah, man, don't do it. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. Yeah. Use your credit card, buy your gas, buy your groceries, and then just pay it off monthly and just use that system to make sure you. I was like, whoa,
yeah, man.
Because I use my debit card everywhere. You see what I'm saying?
People look at that too, like, damn, they kind of judge you. You know, debit card. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I was like,
Amex or something.
Yeah. I was like, what?
Yeah, man, it's insane what it can do. What it can do for you.
Yeah, man. I didn't even know. I didn't really think about it like that. But then,
and there's no perks in your debit card.
Yeah, there was no. That was his main thing. He was like, man, you're wasting money.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm wasting money. He's like, yeah, man, you better get into the point game, fool.
There's some credit cards that you build up enough points, you can use that as your monthly payment on your card.
Wow, look at that.
What?
Amex does that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Amex, Chase Sapphire,
I got an American Express card. Yeah.
Use up the points. Like if you get the gold or like the platinum cards, the charge cards.
Yeah.
Dude, the points is insane, man.
Crazy, right?
Insane.
Yeah, nah, that's a new game for me, man.
Yeah, man.
Nah, my boy was hitting me to that because he's like, don't use your debit card.
I do that too. A lot of my friends, want to book
down
flights.
on me.
I'm like, yeah, I'll book your flights for you. Just quick pay me the money.
Yeah.
Quick pay me. Because plus you get insurance when you use American Express. But they're never canceling their flight. I'm just getting the points, and I don't have to worry about chasing for the money. That's the biggest problem. Doing things for people, and damn, you don't have the money yet? I got to chase you for it, but whatever.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But still,
the perks behind it. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you kind of weigh it and you look at it in from a different perspective, it looks like, wait a minute.
You know what it is? Let me tell you, but people,
the game is
when you have it,
yeah,
you know how to use it and you view it differently. When you don't have it, you're like, nah, I don't need that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you get to that level, cross that bridge,
yeah,
it's a game changer for you, man.
changer.
Totally different, man.
Yeah.
Even cars, man.
Yeah.
You know, everyone wants to buy these cars, fancy cars. You go to the dealership, they run your credit 15 times. Then they stick you with a Capital One bank at a 20% interest rate.
Yeah.
Or a Santander
No
with a
way.
24%. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You go in there with powerful credit. Listen, I want A1 financing. I want in-house financing. Which Honda has their own financing. BMW have their own financing. Everybody have their own financing.
Yeah.
And you want to be there. You never want to go outside financing. If you got to go outside financing, trust me, you don't want that car.
Yeah, I hear you.
They're going to bang you over the head
I
right
hear
up
you.
to the center,
I hear
man.
you. Nah, I hear you. I feel you on that, Andy.
But yeah, when it comes to credit, man, credit is the wave, man. Credit is the wave. Credit is everything these days. Look, everyone's trying to jump on the bandwagon. Everybody's trying to buy homes, flip homes. I'm a little biased about the whole flipping thing, because I believe that if you never owned a home,
yeah,
flipping is not for you right away.
Yeah, I
No.
hear
You don't understand the maintenance of a home.
Yeah,
Yo,
nah.
that's what I'm trying to say. You know,
You don't.
like I've
It's
been
not for
having this
everybody.
argument with a couple of my friends about that because they're like, "Yeah, I'm getting into flipping," and I'm like, "But you don't own a home. Like how you flipping
Yeah, it's
homes
like a different mindset.
if you're a renter?"
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that. I want to talk about that
I don't
actually. 'cause
understand that.
Yeah.
First off, when you're renting a home, when you're renting an apartment,
Yeah.
people have this thing about, I'm going to buy a home or buy a first time home. Yeah, it's 3.5 down.
Yeah.
One, when you have to put 3.5 down, yeah, FHA is there to back you, whatnot, but I see a financial issue with that. If you got to roll your closing costs into the payments, I see an issue with that.
Yeah, I hear
And
you.
you're-
It means
you
you
have PMI.
can't- yeah, and you have to pay PMI. So it means you can not really afford this home because now your payment goes from what your original is supposed to be without rolling your insurance on your closing costs into rolling it in now. Your numbers go up.
Yeah.
You look at your financials, like 3 people got to make this mortgage. That's a recipe for disaster. That's how I feel about it. So
Yeah,
I see a
I hear
lot of clients buy a home 6 months later in foreclosure.
Rough.
And that's all the money they had saved up.
Yeah, that's rough.
You know how long it took them to save $17,000?
Yeah, for real.
So when you rent an apartment, and this is
Yeah.
how credit comes into play.
Yeah.
You rent an apartment.
Yeah.
Something breaks, your landlord comes and fix it.
Yeah.
You call landlord, go to your app.
Unless he's like a slumlord.
Yeah, exactly. But there's whole new laws about that now. Did you hear what happened? We'll talk about that just now. Anyway, so you rent an apartment,
Right.
something breaks, AC, fridge, whatever it is.
Yeah, right.
Clogged up, whatever. Go to your app, you call the maintenance, they fix it. That's
Right.
covered.
Right.
You buy a home, you better make sure you have credit. 'Cause when your AC breaks,
Yeah, man.
you're sitting there with
gotta-
if you don't have cash and you don't have credit, you're just sitting there with no AC in a hot summer like today.
You in trouble.
That's
Nightmare.
That's
a
It's
nightmare.
horrible.
But can you imagine?
Yeah.
You're renting, you buy a flip property, and then the contractor charges you more than you originally budgeted.
Yeah.
You got a 203K,
And now you got to go find a
and
rent.
You went over.
Yeah.
Now,
No, I mean, those
now-
203
those are stories that really happened.
No, it's real, man. It's real out there. But
what
the
is-
problem is everyone's out there selling these dreams. We can all get the dream, but not at the
yeah.
rate we're going at and the route we're going about it.
Yeah, I hear you.
I believe that, listen, before you own a home,
Yeah.
and even if it's hard money, I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah.
If you own your own home,
Yeah.
and you have good credit, I'll break it down for you. It was never 9 to 5 to get rich in this country. It was never, ever 9 to 5 to get rich in this country.
Yeah, no.
It was your first home and the bank's money, if you understand how to use the bank system.
Yeah, I hear you.
That was it. It was always that.
I hear you.
Facts.
I hear you.
And I did it that way.
Yeah, nah.
Use the bank's money.
Nah, I hear you, man. It's
true.
Straight
So-
up. Other people's money.
My thing
Bank
is like,
money.
No, absolutely. Isn't that the wave now? Use the
Yeah,
bank money.
yeah.
Everyone's preaching it now, but they
Yeah.
don't know how to do it. But
They
we're
don't know how to
preaching
do it. That's why I think this platform is so important because it's about the mindset, right? It's like, how do you do it? How, like, don't just sell the dreams. We're not coming.
That's what
here-
everyone's doing on these platforms.
Everyone's talking about buy 10 homes tomorrow. And I remember back in the mortgage business, people were trying to sell college kids in school, like my friends. Yo, I could sell you 3 homes in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And you could be a homeowner and we'll give you $20,000 for each home. And then these guys are buying homes in Atlanta or wherever they were buying, and they would get $60,000. But then guess what? There's no tenants.
Yeah.
But they still got to pay a mortgage.
Right.
And then guess what happens? Now you have 3 foreclosures because Atlanta's rules for owning a property and having a mortgage on the property is not like New York.
Right.
Once you foreclose, you foreclose. That's
Done,
it.
done,
3
done,
months,
done.
4 months is over.
Just know once you foreclose, I can fix it for you, though. I can fix a short sale, too. Just so you know.
Exactly. You
Yeah,
foreclosure too.
What?
Nah, you the man.
You the
bro.
man, bro.
Insane what I could do, dude.
Nah.
What I've built is insane.
Nah,
and
nah.
you will never find another company like Y2K unless I sell all the rights to this company.
Let me ask you something, right?
Wait, let me get back.
Oh,
I
yeah,
want
go
to
ahead,
finish
go
up this
ahead.
thing. So
Yeah.
now, I believe that, listen, when you own your first home, you have good credit.
Yeah.
You pull the equity out, then you start flipping.
Yes.
I don't need to go borrow money from this
That
guy.
makes sense,
Pay
though.
interest
Yeah,
for 12
supposed
months.
to do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Use your...
Yeah, nah, that makes sense because
Leverage your property,
Yeah,
man.
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah, because now you have a way to go about doing it without really, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not inconveniencing anybody.
Yeah,
You know,
you're
my
not-
terms,
yeah.
my money, and
Yeah,
tenants to pay
yeah.
my mortgage.
Yeah,
back.
yeah. I
While
totally,
I'm
I totally
living.
get it.
And that's how I think it should be done. If you're trying to flip, not you living in an apartment or your mama's house and you're gonna go, oh, I'm gonna flip a house to get rich. It doesn't
You know
work
what
like that.
You know what I say to people who are living in apartments? Don't get mad at your slumlord or your landlord because you could have been a landlord.
Yeah, absolutely.
You could have. You see what I'm saying? Don't get mad. You could have done it. You could have.
Yeah.
You
We
see-
all have the same 24 hours on the same day. We're all in the same pitch
you could have
frame.
been. You could have been. A
Proposes.
landlord. You could have been a landlord. You didn't have to. You know. You didn't have to choose to do that. So.
No, absolutely.
feel me?
Absolutely.
It's true. But talk about landlords, right?
Yeah, no, tell us-
the new rules.
Oh,
You know it about
saw
the,
that yesterday?
There's another one yesterday.
The one
Yeah,
that dropped
no,
it? Yeah,
go
about
ahead,
the
go ahead,
courthouse.
drop
So
it,
listen,
drop
New
it.
York, and this is why I don't want to own anything in New York. And I'm not. I already own property here, and I want to unload it.
I hope.
Listen, man. Dude, you know how many people are learning how to beat the system? I don't want to say they're friends. I have association people. They're living in the hood. They drive the latest Benz. House got the latest 4K TV, but they live in all of these apartments where they're not paying rent. They don't know how to beat the system.
That's
Now the
wild.
court system is saying that, listen, you go to court, you try to put them out, you're
Yeah.
supposed to have 6 months. Now the court can say they have to stay there a year until they find a place comparable to that. But do you know how many people that are making money are converting the other way, beating the system to live that system?
Wow.
That makes it so hard for landlords, especially your landlord here, and you got to pay that rent for the mortgage for a whole year.
Yeah.
Nothing coming in.
And then
And what
a year or two?
A year. It wasn't. It's not 6 months no more. It's a year. It's the
Andy,
worst.
And what about the law that just came out a couple weeks ago with rent stabilization of buildings? So if you own a property,
It's over 5 units, I think.
yeah, over
Anything below
6.
No, I think it's 5.
No, five and
It is
above.
5. Yeah, 4.
Five-
You're okay.
4, you're okay, but 5 and above,
Yeah.
if you didn't deregulate it 4 years prior, they could go back 4 years. So say you just did it last year, they could go back and put you back into rent stabilization. But anyway, so basically what they said is, if you own the property and you have rent stabilization, you, if the person leaves, you still have to keep even if you put more,
You can't raise the rent.
You can't raise the rent. Even if you put money into it,
There is so much laws that screwed up that benefits
They
the
just did
tenants and not the landlord. It's not worth it in here, man. At some point, it's not
You know,
gonna be-
Andy's like,
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
Yo,
You
No,
guys can
you
keep
have
it.
to. Listen, let me tell you something.
It's
In
crazy.
2010,
Yeah.
I forgot who the mayor was. They said it. I heard it myself, and I lived through it.
Wasn't that Bloomberg?
That's
Was it
Bloomberg.
Bloomberg?
Yeah.
It was. Okay, that New York City by 2020 is going to become where the middle class and the poor don't live here, and the rich is going to live here.
Yeah, I believe it.
I believe
I
it.
saw that happening. And it's
You see it.
you see what's happening over here, man.
You know, I teach in schools, and you see the kids telling you, like, yo, I live in a shelter. Like, help my father, help my mom. Like, I'm like, yo, I can't help everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
I can try, but like, yo, I'm looking for work. I'm doing this. I'm doing, and you're just like, there's so many.
Yeah.
You know, when you're growing up, you see maybe 1 or 2 Yo, it's like an entire school, and you're just like, yo, how is this happening? You know?
Yeah.
But it's because they set it up this way, and I think some of the laws are trying to reverse that to make it more affordable for New Yorkers to live here. But the bad part about it is, and this is where I had the conversation in my office yesterday, was this. The law is put in place, oh yeah, you can't raise the rent. So if the tenant leaves, the apartment stays, the $500 a month. But here's the thing. The guy who owns that building has money. He doesn't live in that building.
right.
So he rather play. He's like, all right, cool. You wanna play You want to play this game with me? I'll sit in my mansion and I'll wait until all of you guys leave, until you have to change the laws back, and then I'll go and fix I'll sit back. And that's what a lot of people did in Dumbo and all these neighborhoods. Run down, they let it run down, and they just sat on it.
I would do that too, to be honest with you. I would, because it's costing me more to just rent it at $500 a month.
What's the point? If you're gonna pick, I'm not gonna kick someone out, because then what happens? They be like, why you're collecting $500 a month the first time, how come you just can't rent it for $500 again? Right. But here's the thing. When you rent it out to the second person, that person comes in, the apartment was like not renovated for 20 years. That new person comes in and calls and knows the system and start ripping your ass with violations. And so now that $500 is costing you $4,000 for mold. Whatever, and that's $4,000.
It's a double-edged sword.
It's a double-edged sword
in New York,
so you
man.
Screwed.
You can't win, and
that's why a lot of people like
they leave.
white flags. They're calling me up like, Gene, list my property, man. I'm like, all right, let's go.
Check this out. In December of 18, 288,000 census report, facts, real-time data. 288,000 people left New York City.
288,000
people left New York and moved down south. It's kind of a catch-22, which it benefits me in the South. I'll tell you why. One, they left here because they can't afford it. Right? It's too expensive. But the problem is, everyone left here with baggage.
Yes.
You can't leave here with debt, financial obligations, and go down south
thinking everything's going to be...
You're going to dig a deeper hole for yourself.
Yeah.
But as a landlord owner, I have renters. You need to rent a house.
Yeah.
But when I rent to my tenants, I'm very straightforward. Our relationship, right from the get-go. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not going to play this, You have that power, too. And it comes back to credit. I have this leverage power because, listen, if my property's not rented for 6 months, I'm perfectly fine. I have reserves to pay the mortgage. And that's what catches people because...
You heard that word? Reserves, people.
You need reserves. You need to have reserves. And if you don't have 6 months of reserve, you should not be buying no house.
No, hold on. Talk about reserves. My first experience with how important reserves were, right, is that I went to this little function in Maryland. I'm not going to say the part of Maryland, but it was one of those uppity parts of Maryland, right, where they were having some sort of a business engagement. And one of the gentlemen that I was with, he said, do you know that everyone in this room have over $10 million in disposable cash? Wow. I was like, what? I was like, wait a minute, what is the disposable cash thing? I've never had money to be disposable.
Listen, you gotta have reserves, especially living in New York City, man. You at least have 6 months of reserves.
Where do you go with that?
Just know I'll never go broke.
But like, I gotta get out this room.
Yeah, I was looking around like, I'm serious. You look at things,
and it makes you think. You're like, damn, what am I doing? Like,
no, I'm telling you, you're looking around the room.
The lights turned on.
Yeah. You're like, what?
And these people live the simplest life.
Listen to me, man. I mean, there was some shrimp and lobster in the room, but still.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For real, like, let's be for real here.
Yeah, they're not eating spam.
No, they're not. They're not eating, but they didn't look like they had $10 million.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They were chilling. They were like,
that's how they have $10 million.
Yeah, exactly. That's how they have it, But reserves, cash. Man. And that's what catches up a lot of people.
I want some disposable cash.
What you saying, Andy?
That's the thing what catches people with this rental income situation. Because you buy a house, I got to rent it tomorrow. Because I don't want to pay this mortgage. You don't have 6 months of savings to cover yourself, and now you got to take any tenant you get.
Yeah.
Not knowing if it's a good apple, a bad apple, a rotten apple. You don't know because everything on cover on the front paper looks beautiful. 3-4 months down the line, you're stuck now. You live in New York. Oh, I'm sitting here for 6 months. I ain't paying nothing.
Yep.
You
in trouble.
I rent to my tenants. I'm like, listen, this is what I do in the finance world.
Yeah.
And second of all, I pick and choose all my tenants. I go to a full screening or whatnot. But we're not going to play this. You're not going to pay rent. Right? Because if you don't, I can freeze your bank account. I will issue a judgment. I'll evict you. But I'll also be the best of the best landlord. Any issues, 24 hours, it's fixed.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Done.
about.
Fixed.
No.
Call me, handyman on deck. Hey, fix this for me. Send the bill.
Yeah,
You provide the service, you never have a miscommunication.
I totally agree with that. I totally agree.
But leverage of reserves.
Yeah.
If you're a landlord, I think that should be your ultimate mindset. Just like that.
No, it has to.
You're gonna pay my rent, and I'm gonna make sure
you live a comfortable,
happy life.
Well, I think that's why you're paying rent.
Yeah.
You're paying rent so you can live comfortably.
Exactly.
So in that case, you and I should see eye to eye that I'm gonna pay you, and you're gonna make me live
comfortable. That's it.
Yeah.
No issues, and that's how it got to be.
I can't be going in the bathroom and be, no hot water.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Not in 2019.
Yeah, I shouldn't be. It shouldn't be like 10 degrees outside and it's 2 degrees inside.
Yeah, absolutely. But all that comes even if you don't have the reserve, you have the credit.
Yeah.
To back you up.
Yeah.
You have the credit.
Yeah. Because then you could be like, you know what? Charge me an AC and so I can make sure that this guy is.
I'll pay it back later.
Yeah, so he won't be in there complaining.
It all cycles
and
around.
He's a landlord.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But credit, man, credit is the wave. Credit is the wave.
I feel you.
And some people take advantage of it. Some people don't know how to manage it, and that's where financial literacy come in. And we teach clients financial literacy.
Yeah,
how to manage your money, how to manage your credit, how to build your credit. There's a process in building credit. People don't realize that. Everyone thinks that. Listen. Side note, everyone thinks that I swipe and pay every month, that's how I build credit.
Yeah.
Unless you have an 800 or 750 credit score, you have no business paying off your credit card in full every month. Because you're building credit. If the bank is giving you money at an interest rate, the bank is in the business of making money via interest rate. If they're not making a little bit of interest off of you every other month,
what are you doing?
What incentives do they have to report okay on your credit report for your score to go up?
Yeah, true.
Absolutely none.
True.
And consumers, nothing against Credit One, Capital One Bank, these rinky-dinky cards. Oh, I don't want to pay them interest rate.
What's in your wallet?
Are you serious? It's Capital One, you're building credit. Like, you have to. You have no choice yet.
Yeah.
So, Andy, someone, say one of those people that I was talking about, messed up their credit when they were younger, and they avoided just credit for years, right? And they just bought everything with the debit cards. Right? Never touched anything. But they want to get back into it. What advice would you give them? Like, where would they start?
So, first, you have to pull your credit report. You have to pull a real-time report.
What if they're scared to do that?
It's one of those things you have to, It's like that latex. I don't want that latex text thing.
It's mandatory.
Yeah, you have to. You have to.
Can they do that in secret, or is there a way to do it in secret?
Listen, you need your scores, you need the credit. And the best site out there is creditchecktotal.com. My FICO.
Oh, My FICO.
That's one. That's either it's Credit Check Total, My FICO, or we have our own Score Navigator.
Okay.
Which is real-time data that pulls from the credit bureau real time. Okay. Get your all 3 reports, get your scores, and see all your issues from there. Yeah. And then from there, we have to start fixing it.
How long does it really take to rebuild someone's credit? What's the process?
So there's a fixing, and then there's the fixing and the rebuilding, right? The fixing part, listen, I can make anything happen overnight.
Yeah.
You have the money, we can make it happen.
Yeah.
Right? I just got to take manpower off of one case and put it on another case.
No, I feel you.
Coding is easy. We code overnight.
Yeah.
Get it up to the credit bureau in 36, 72 hours. Things are fixed. But in a normal case, 30 days, 90 days, or 5 months max. I try not to keep cases past 5 months because clients lose their focus on what they're trying to do and they just wander off.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying?
Attention spans are...
And, you sign a contract with my company, I stick to that contract. This is what we have to get done. Right? If you breach it, that's on you. So I'm the thing with me also is like it's not about the money anymore. It's about the relationship we build with our clients and the value we add to people out there.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, 30 days, 90 days, or 5 months max, including all your judgments, foreclosure, short sales, tax liens.
Yeah. Let's talk about this one.
Yeah.
And we didn't talk about it in the last few minutes.
Yeah.
Student loans.
Ooh.
Let's talk about the student
$1 trillion debt.
So,
listen,
can you help people with the student loan debt?
Absolutely.
Really?
So let me explain to you.
You heard it here first.
There's 2 kinds of student loans that I did a video about that as well, and Grant Cardone office.
Oh.
So here's the thing. There's the federal loans, and then there's the private loan.
Yeah.
Federal is Navient, Nelnet, backed by U.S. Department of Education, government, right?
Right.
Private is where you take it from like Discover, Chase Bank, whatever.
I'm in medical school, so
Oh, perfect. There you go. It's better you take the loan privately.
yo, really?
Yeah, 100% better. Trust me. Federal loans,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of options for it, right? So you can either refi them. You can go into the payment plan, the rehab forgiveness plan. Income-based payment plan. You pay a certain amount of money for 9 months, then federal will put you back into a whole new loan, consolidate everything. Or if you have good credit, on the record, off the record, I should say it, you refi your federal loans into a private loan.
Really?
Yeah, refi it. I can't tell you why, on the radio. I'll tell you why. But anyway, there's a reason behind it. But the point is, you lose when you refi it, though. If you're like in a special fee, like teacher education, you lose the forgiveness option. So they say after 10 years, with forgiveness because you're an educator or whatever medical.
Yeah, civil service.
Exactly. Some of the loans get forgiven.
Right.
You lose that option. Private loans, it's a lower rate. Federal loans, a lower rate. Private, it goes into a higher rate because it's based off your credit, income, and so forth. But just like credit card debts, I can't pay it, goes charge off, settle it. All right, life goes on,
Yeah, I hear you.
That's, if you figure out what I'm trying to say there.
I got you.
Federal loan, you can't do it. But yeah, we can fix it. We can remove all the derogatories, put you in an affordable payment plan. Let me know what you want to do with it.
What's the cost for all of that?
All right, we're case by case. We're not the cheapest out there.
Nah,
we're not the most expensive out there, but we deliver our work. So you get your money's worth.
So the person coming to you has to have...
You got to be able to ready to start your case and get it moving. This is not... And the thing about that, funny you asked that question. We have clients that went from Lexington Law, 5 other companies. You already know what's on your credit. It didn't work. You know what we do. So when you come to our office, you should be ready to get the ball rolling and get it done the right way. Let's not talk about it again because you already know your situation. So you know what I'm saying?
So what are you saying? What do they should like? They should come prepared.
Come prepared to be able to resolve your obligations. Know that you're going to have some responsibility to your debt. And I can't say this enough, man. Every client have a responsibility to the debt. Unless it's some like rinky-dinky cell phone bill like T-Mobile, stuff like that we're not worried about. You can get that dismissed. Because we all know that all these phone companies out there are like sub-companies, right?
Yeah,
Paperwork doesn't travel.
Right.
But your major debts, like you have a responsibility to it. Everyone thinks, listen, I bought a car, it got repossessed, so I have to pay the loan. It's not the bank's problem that you couldn't pay the loan.
Yeah, that's
your problem.
Yeah.
You signed a contract. You have to pay. You have to satisfy the obligation.
Yeah.
Now the car gets repossessed, goes to an auction. Whatever the deficiency balance is, that's your responsibility.
Hello.
That's your responsibility. That has nothing to do with the bank.
Nah, you gotta.
They didn't tell you here. Take the car, and if you can't pay, give it back to us, and we'll let you walk away.
So they don't have 7 years, and it's
same law. Everything, all debt falls under the same law. But the point is, you have an obligation to your debt.
Yeah, you gotta pay it, man.
You gotta pay it, man.
You gotta pay it.
Yeah. But here's the other thing about that: collection agencies, attorneys, financial institutions know consumers don't know the law, so they bamboozle you all day. On a debt where they'll make you pay 80 cents on the dollar, we'll get it for 20 cents on the dollar. Because we speak a different language than you and them speak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why, we do what we do and we get it done for you. But you have to resolve your debt. And we're going to make sure that you don't pay all that debt back. You'll pay a percentage of it, just enough to satisfy both parties.
That's good business, man.
It is.
You know what it is?
There's no scam.
Yeah, that's good
I'm not in the business. Straightforward.
It's good business. There's some dudes in the hood that need to get.
I love the transparency, man.
Man.
Like dudes in the hood, all the dudes in the hood, all
now,
my boys, man.
Have you ever seen people because even with real estate, sometimes even in real estate or certain businesses, in banking, people don't want to, especially in the Caribbean, they don't want you to know they need your help, but they don't want you to know their business because they don't want you to go tell somebody else, yo, did you know such and such? How do you deal with that?
Man, we have
that's interesting.
Somebody
I got better things to talk about your dad, my friends. You know what I'm saying? But no, we have a big confidentiality clause in there.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, there's no interest in talking about somebody else's stuff.
Yeah, I hear you,
Like,
man. I hear you.
What happens in my office stays there, and that's it. Once I walk out of my office, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to know about it. Until tomorrow morning again.
Yeah.
But we have a big confidentiality office, and it's funny. People come and say, "Oh, this is gonna be confidential." I'm like, listen, you have no pot to piss in. Like, seriously, what are you worried about? Like, what are you worried about? You know what I'm saying? Like, we haven't even gotten anywhere yet. But anyway, the point is, to be honest, I never really had that issue.
Oh, I hear you.
Maybe on one or two people.
Yeah.
But not really. Never had that issue.
Yeah, because the reason why I'm asking is because you see people on, because you name some big celebrities, and
that's why I can't post a lot of things.
Yeah, that's too. Why. But you name some big people, and it's just like, or even people who are on social media. So on social media, they look like they driving Ferraris, but then all of a sudden they come to you like, "Yo, man, help me save my mortgage." Like,
there's something funny I got to tell you about that. Actually,
that's hilarious.
So, how do you build that trust?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a trust. It's a trust thing, And again, I value the relationship more than the monetary value of it, because the relationship is what's gonna get me 10 more clients.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I do good by you, I deliver for you, and everything is confidentiality, and we're good to go. There's a trust that we build. Plus, I value the trust so much because it's not easy being a brown person in this industry. To keep a clean name, and I was telling you that before we started the podcast. To keep a clean name in this industry, it takes a lot.
I can imagine.
It takes a lot because this industry is all scam.
Yeah.
It takes a lot, But some of the clients I name, I speak to them about them. Like, you mind if I name drop you? Like, yeah, it's cool.
Leverage.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, you do.
But you
right.
don't tell the situation.
No.
Clearly, no.
That could never,
No.
Like, I would never tell them, an issue you have or whatever,
Yeah.
But, what I wanted to tell you, though, listen, one thing I want to tell clients. The one thing you don't want to do is come in my office for a consultation. We pull your credit. You got the latest Gucci, Louis, hair done, nail done.
Yeah.
We pull your credit. It's shot. You can't do anything about it because you're financially broke, but you have the latest fashion on. But then you leave our office and you're on Instagram stunting. You never want to do that, man, because then I know you, and I'm like, that's how I realized Instagram is fake. That's the proof I needed, not from other people.
Instagram is fake.
Social media, bro. Oh
fake.
my God,
I can't
man.
stand it. I don't.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but I think that's like the mindset of them having to have the courage to be real, because the instant gratification that you get from social media, because
it's a drug.
Your reality, it's a drug.
Yeah,
so your reality is bad, but then you go on social media to like cleanse you and make you feel good.
Yeah.
So how does that person have I guess they say enough is enough, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't keep living this double life, and they come to a person like you and you help them. You know what I mean? Live their best life. And I think that I'm encouraging you guys to, and the reason why I asked you that question is because I know a lot of people that live that. It's like one way here, one way on social. And they, it's like you have to trust people to take action to, you know what I'm saying?
Assist you,
and assist you, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't fake it forever. You're going to get older.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And you're losing out on a lot of generational wealth and opportunities,
there's so much
man.
wealth out here. There's so much opportunity out here.
There's a lot. You just got to find your niche.
Yeah, he's traveling for free. you know what I'm saying?
That's a beautiful thing. But listen, I learned that, and like, so it took me 10 years to get my act together.
Yeah.
To build this company, to get it where I'm at. In 10 years, I learned all that, man. There's people like a whole lifetime still haven't figured it out. And you're trying to teach it to them and tell them, and I'm like, there's a disconnect. Like, why?
Yeah.
What's the disconnect, Because they're afraid? Yeah. Or because they want it so fast, you can't get it fast enough, so they just give up on it? I don't know,
I hear you.
What about, so to go back with the credit, right?
Mm-hmm.
What about the cards? So the person goes, they pull their credit from one of those places.
From one of those sites I gave you, those 3 sites, you pull it, and then if you don't understand it, give our office a call. The consultation is free.
Yeah.
The only thing you pay for is a report. And I tell everyone, the only thing you pay for is a report, because we pay for the report. But I'll sit there and spend 45 minutes with you and tell you, these are your issues. This is your responsibility to it. This is how it got here. And if it's in court, and how the solution to put it together to fix it.
Yeah.
I'll sit there and give you the consultation and tell you. Or you can call us. Or, if you understand to read the report, you got to see all the issues you have. And the report is very easy to read. I start attacking them one by one. And fix what you can afford. You know, start small and go to big, you know? But just don't sit there and not do anything.
It doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense.
And
And,
then also-
don't go pull your report. Listen, if you're going to pull your report and get an inquiry on your credit, be ready to fix it. If not, and you're just trying to like
See what's
window
going
shop,
on.
go to Credit Karma. Just window shop on Credit Karma. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
You know? But-
Now, is there?
because when you pull your credit and you get that inquiry, if you have a judgment, it's being activated. Understand that? I said that earlier, right?
Yeah.
It activates the judgment. So that now you get a marshal serving your job, freeze your payroll, 17% of your payroll, or your bank gets a letter, freeze your bank account. Right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, don't think you could run from that for the rest of your life. You can't. It's going to catch up to you. It is. Either your tax return is going to be taken,
Yeah.
and if you feel like, I'm not going to file taxes, then I don't know what country you live in. You know what I'm saying? IRS ain't playing, you know?
Nah.
IRS is not playing. They coming for theirs.
Nah,
They are.
they definitely coming for that.
You know how many times I've been at the IRS office on the Garden City, man? See people get arrested? Client, oh my God. I'll tell you a quick story. Listen, stop running your business as a cash business. IRS knows it. IRS sees it. You know what I'm saying? I got people Asian people, running the business a cash business, not paying any tax. IRS was watching them for 3 years and then sent them a bill, and they don't want to pay the bill. They're trying to get like one of those tax companies to fight it, but you can't. You're making money. Like, you got to pay taxes. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the things, man.
It pays
It's
for the
cycles.
system.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's one of the things that I see these little stores and these little restaurants where you can't use nothing but cash because they trying to get around and trying to beat the system.
No, man. Not in 2019 and beyond.
You're not
Stop.
getting away from that.
Stop. And you know what IRS does? They track you. They have agents following you. We're in a case, IRS agent said, we sent you this bill. You ignored it, but you're in Gucci picking up in Manhasset Mall.
Wow.
And one of the agents in the store, shopping like he's a shopper, and one of them's outside recording it. Oh, we have this footage, but you can't pay the tax?
Wow.
It's insane what they do. That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
no, they coming.
Yeah.
They
IRS,
coming.
man,
Don't
you
think
know.
you getting away, man. You're not getting away. Knock it off.
Yeah.
I tell them.
Stop.
You know,
Stop cutting corners,
I went into
man.
a restaurant the other day and I was like, "Listen, man, because you know I use my debit card.
We gotta break you out of that, man.
Yeah, I don't have any.
Yeah.
We gotta
you know,
what credit card do you want?
Bank of America.
No, you don't want that. Get rid of them too. They suck.
Yeah?
I don't like Bank of America.
Yeah, I'm.
Their bank system is horrible.
No, I think I might have to agree with you on that.
Yeah.
No, I might have to agree with you on that. Yeah, I went into this restaurant. What I was saying is, and they wanted cash, or I can put my debit card in one of those little.
ATM.
Yeah, those little. I was like, no, I'm not putting my debit card in there, man. You guys should take, credit cards or cash behind. I shouldn't have to use this thing right here. But no, that's not it. They want you to spend the cash because they want to go around the system in a way that.
Let me tell you something real quick. Let me tell you how it's so bad with financial literacy and people out there. People have an issue giving a stranger the debit card over the phone, but they will give you their social. Think about that for a second.
That's crazy.
Think about that for a second. I come across that in my office. You have an issue giving me your social security number over the phone to pull your credit, but you give me a debit card. Do you understand what your social is worth on the black market?
Facts.
Yo, the debit card, the bank is going to give you back the money in 24 hours.
Yeah.
Your social, once I open all these accounts under you, if you have good credit. But that's just to show you how limited financial literacy is, and people don't
They don't know.
They don't know.
So, talking about, okay. What prepaid card, is there a prepaid card? People say they build their
Good question.
credit from prepaid cards.
Listen, I tell people don't get involved with prepaid credit cards.
Oh,
The reason why, you put your money up, the bank turns around, and every bank does it because banks are not doing it for free. Charge default rate of 16.9% on that card.
Wow, 16.
Now, 16.9 is the default rate for secure credit card, right? So now, let's say, one second. Let's say you missed a late payment. They report that as a derogatory in your credit report. And it takes 6 months for them to bill your credit. In my office, you're going to leave two ways. You're going to either leave with a 700 plus credit score,
Yeah.
or you're going to leave with a blank report, start over from fresh.
Wow.
Well, those are the only two scenarios you're leaving, and that's the only two you can leave in. Either way, you're better than where you were when you walked in
Yeah,
this
for
door
real.
90 days ago.
For real.
Now, I have a service. It's a trade line service. We own about 400 trade lines. We could build your credit in 30 days. Let me explain this to you. So instead of you applying for a secure credit card,
Right.
they're putting interest rate in you, banks making money off you.
Right.
You get a trade line. You're buying history or limit, either one. Banks only give you what they see other banks are giving you. So if you get a secure credit card from, let's say, Discover for $500, you can't go to Chase Sapphire and apply for a credit card.
For $1,500.
It's not happening.
Nah.
You can go to Credit One. You can go to Capital One. You can go to First Premier. But that keeps you in a subprime rate where you can only get cards of that level.
Yeah.
You come to my office. All right, fix your credit. Bam, you're brand new.
Prime.
You do a prime.
Prime.
Chase credit card, $20,000 limit, but you're buying time and history.
Prime.
10-year history. All of a sudden, 30 years, your score is 750.
Prime.
Now now we have your score. Apply for this Discover card.
Yeah.
And Discover starts off at $10,000.
Yeah.
Then once you get that card, I'll teach you how to pay for 6 months.
Yeah.
And then you apply for your next card. You
Yeah.
only allow 2 credit cards in a
Yeah.
12-month period.
Yeah.
One every 6 months.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Jewels right
Nah,
That's how it works.
B.
Yo,
nah.
And you gotta let the bank make a little bit of interest off you every other month.
Nah.
The report.
Nah, I'm with you.
That's
Very
major.
simple.
That was a good
Major.
one. That was a good one. I like it.
So, question for you. You doing a deal, or you have a deal with Grant Cardone.
Oh man,
That's major.
That's major. That's major.
So, talk to us about that.
So Grant Cardone, if you guys know who Grant Cardone is, he's the real estate guru. Teaches people how to start real estate. Grant Cardone Capital, Grant Cardone University.
The boss.
Yeah.
For real. So that's what he's doing. So anyway, through relationships, we got introduced to the Tillery office that they opened in Long Island, which is Tillery Grant Cardone licensee.
Yeah.
So now we're the official credit restoration company for his organization, for all his real estate guys that come through to do training for real estate. So any real estate guys, any real estate office, mortgage companies, client issues with credit, it comes to us. We service that.
Got you.
Second part of that is that we're doing the CE, the Certified Retraining Education class for realtors. So, every year realtors have to do a
Certified. Got you.
we're doing the credit portion of that for all the realtors.
Oh,
And that becomes
wow.
nationwide.
That sounds big.
That's huge.
Yeah.
And now at this point, it's like, I grew the brand.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, definitely.
I grew and honestly, all that happened off of just doing good work.
Nah, that's how it is.
Do right, do good.
That's it, man.
That's it,
People
man.
see it. You add value to people.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's why I say it's not about the money, it's about the relationship you build with people, man.
Yeah, I feel you, Andy.
Do right, do good.
No, I feel you.
And listen, I sit, I have clients in Arizona, Wisconsin, never met me in the world except through social media, through live, website, Google reviews.
Yeah.
And they call me like, Andy, I need to fix this and this and this.
Boom.
And days later, it's fixed.
Boom.
And that's it. They call me every other day, Andy, when you coming down to town, can we open an office here? Just never met me. But because
We gotta open an office in Brooklyn, man. I got some space.
Listen, let's do it, man.
I'm ready to go.
I like to do seminars, man. I like to teach people.
Yeah.
I believe you give them the education.
Yeah.
The money's always going to come. You provide
Always.
the education. That's all. People need directions.
Yeah, man.
I love it.
Yeah.
People need to be taught. Do A, B, C in order to get the X, Y, Z.
Yeah,
We gotta do a Faith Grind Inspire
Yeah.
credit work.
Yeah.
we should, man.
Yeah, we
Nah.
Credit and real estate. The mortgage.
Nah, I was just,
exactly.
yeah.
You do
I
real
was-
estate, I do mortgage.
Yeah.
I was just over here.
And
Yeah, yeah. Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, right.
All right.
So we're having too much fun here, man. So where can people find you?
So check this out. Our website is www.Y2KCreditSolutions.com.
Yeah.
Instagram is Y2K_CreditSolutions.com. 9 locations in the U.S., 2 in Canada. Corporate office based out of Garden City. 516-568-4541. And that's it, man.
So out of the 3 words, right? Faith, Grind, Inspire. Which one resonates with you?
Can I use 2?
You could
Definitely grind and inspire.
grind and inspire.
Yeah, definitely. I put the work in to build this firm and to build a solid company to add value to people's lives. And I do it to inspire people to do the right thing. Because if I could do it, you can do it. Trust me.
That's
I
what's
hear
up.
you, bro.
And you can do it 10-fold better than I do.
I hear you, bro.
Because I'm in the old century, the new generation, you millennials. do it the right way, man, you could be rich by 30 years old.
Yeah,
Guaranteed.
Fact.
I guarantee.
I hear you. I hear you.
You can't be a follower, you gotta be a leader.
Follower, not a leader.
Yeah.
That's the tip of the day.
Business tip of the,
Yo,
of
man,
the day.
you dropped
leader.
so much today. Thank you so much for coming
Yeah,
on.
Andy,
Anytime,
man.
Thank you
gotta
for
have
having me, man. I
Yeah,
really
we gotta have you
appreciate it.
back on.
You are
I got a lot to
more
talk
than
about,
welcome.
man.
Yeah, man. I know it. I know
We're just
it.
all over with this conversation.
Yeah.
No,
I don't
no, we got it, man.
Yeah, no,
so we
we
gotta
got
have
it.
you back on. Thank you to our.
Oh, by the way, my Jatali Belton was here. My board member
Yes,
for Kids Who
yes.
Bank.
Yeah, thanks. Kids Who Bank. That's
I'm
my
a board
homie.
member for that organization.
Oh, you are?
Ja.
Yeah, Ja. She's a beast.
Nah, she is
So-
something special.
Yeah, shout out to Ja, man.
Shout out to Ja.
So, I said Ja, Jatali. We know her. Anyway, so, Kids Who Bank. Shout out to Matt, the mortgage guy, too.
Oh,
man.
Matt MG, my guy.
Yeah.
I'll see him next week in
Yeah,
Atlanta.
yeah, in Atlanta. So,
Yeah.
well, yeah. So now, thank you guys for tuning in to another great episode of Faith Grind Inspire. I want to thank my co-host. I want to thank my guest. I want to thank my producers, Jamie, Tim, Deanna, A Plus Film,
Yeah.
and thank
See
you
you
guys.
this weekend.
Yes. So I wanted to thank you guys, and just take rewind this episode, listen to it a couple of times,
it's
take
worth it.
notes. It's worth it. This is a powerful episode, and I look forward to, let's keep grinding, keep building that credit.
Yeah,
Faith
man.
Grind
Look out
Inspire.
for
Power, man.
Look out for the
Yeah.
Faith Grind Inspire credit and real estate.
Right,
seminar
let's
coming
do
at
it.
you.
Compass,
real.
shout out to Compass.
Yeah.
And faithgrindinspire.com, OG Podcast Network. We out.
We out.